And we welcome you to Dodgers Daily for Wednesday, August 31st. I'm Casey Porter of Dodger Poke Report. I'm so glad that you decided to tune in. There was some historic action last night down on the farm as James Altman hit his second cycle in a week. Jason Martin hit a grand slam, and he now leads the PCL in home runs. It was a tough night for Tulsa and then High A Great Lakes and Rancho, but there was still a lot of great highlights. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to it, and let's take a trip down on the farm. James Outman hit for his second cycle in the last week, and he has 13 for his last 17 with 3 home runs, 3 triples, 4 doubles, 12 RBIs, and 32 total bases. Wow. He is hitting .486 this month in August with an OPS of 1787. His slugging percentage alone is .1229. If you're not sold on this guy, that makes the one of you, because I think you're the only human being on earth that is not sold on James Outman. Jason Martin out of the LA area, what a year he's having with AAA Oklahoma City. He hit a grand slam last night, which was his 29th home run of the year, which means now he leads all of the minor leagues in the Dodgers system in home runs. He also leads the entire Pacific Coast League in home runs. He took the lead last night over Stone Garrett with his last home run, the grand slam last night, his 29th home run of the year. And he is third in the Pacific Coast League in OPS at .953. He's third in slugging percentage at .575, and he leads the entire PCL in total bases at .235. So like I said, what a year Jason Martin is having. I keep saying it, but it's going to be interesting to see how the club uses Jason Martin down the stretch. You just simply cannot deny the type of season that he is having. Aaron Oceanbine, the young right-hander out of Eastern Kentucky, has had somewhat of a frustrating year because it's been riddled with injury, and he had a lot of momentum, especially after an early promotion to AAA where he was just simply lights out with Tulsa. But he looked great last night in his one scoreless inning. He recorded a strikeout and had no hits off of him, and he did not walk anybody. So it didn't land in the video, but at least it didn't land in the strike zone. But check out the movement of his split finger pitch. Again, he is one of the few guys in the system that has a split finger. There it is right there. It did not land, but that is a great pitch for him. He is very unique. He has kind of a knees and elbows type movement to him. He has a good slider, so that split finger slider and four-seam mix to go with his kind of unique motion is very, very effective. So Aaron Oceanbine, if you look at his statistics, other than the fact that he's been injured for a lot of this year, he is very, very good and very unique. So there you have it, Aaron Oceanbine with a good performance last night. Here's a look at some of Blake Trinan's outing for Oklahoma City last night. He was 94-95 on his two-seam sinker, 82-84 on his slider, and 94 on his four-seam fastball. He recorded strikeouts for all 3 of his outs, and he gave up a run and a couple of hits. So there you have it, Blake Trinan getting a little bit closer to L.A. Devin Mann had a great night last night with Oklahoma City. He had 3 hits, and he also had a couple of ribeye sticks, a couple of RBIs, and he extended his hit streak to 6 games. He's hitting .267 on the year with an OPS of .846. The young man out of Indiana and Louisville University, a Cardinal. He is one of the most underrated prospects in all the organization. He is a very good player. He can play, well, he's very, what do you want to say, multiple, and he has a lot of versatility to him is the word I'm looking for. He's played third base, he's played second base. As a matter of fact, in AA Tulsa, he played every position except for pitcher and catcher. That is no kidding, and he did that last year with AA Tulsa. So Devin Mann has a lot of versatility. He has a lot of talent. He has a great body, great size, and like I said, a lot of talent. And he is a very, very underrated player in the system. You're looking at video that I took last night with my camera at the AA Tulsa Drillers game. It was an absolute blast to go to. Got to talk to Cole Percival before the game and Nick Nastrini after the game. So those features will be coming up here in the next week or two. This is a good look at Nick Nastrini, who got the start last night. And he went 3 innings and gave up a couple of runs. So Nick Nastrini here is a good look. You can see every pitch of his second inning if you go to my Twitter feed. So Nick Nastrini, the young man out of UCLA, quickly rising through the system. Cody Hosey is starting to heat back up after coming back off of his injuries in the middle of the season. You know, he got really, really hot, had a couple of walk-off hits, got injured, and now he's just simply trying to get back in the groove. And he hit home run number 6 last night, and it was an absolute bomb, as you can see This was his entire at-bat that I took with my camera. Followed him all the way around the bases, so there he is, the former first-round draft pick, Cody Hosey, with home run number 6 on the year. Leonel Valera hit home run number 14, and here's a look at his entire at-bat from behind home plate with the camera that I took. Again, I was about 30 yards away from this. So Leonel Valera is having a very good year, especially since he got brought up to Double-A Tulsa. He's hitting .279 with an OPS of .809, as I mentioned, since he got promoted to Tulsa. Nick Robertson threw a scoreless 1.2 innings for the Drillers, which was his 5th scoreless outing in a row. He has 11 strikeouts this month to just 2 walks. The James Madison grad, I am very high on him. He is 94 to 96 on the fastball, has the slider and the changeup. He has periods of time where he is very dominant. So Nick Robertson pitching well for Tulsa. Double-A Tulsa, I got to see it with my own eyes last night. He looked very, very good. So be curious to see if he gets a promotion later on this year or if the organization keeps him down for the playoff run with the Double-A Drillers. It's been a year of adjustments for right-hander out of Maplewood, Minnesota, Gus Varlin, as he started the year as a starter. As a matter of fact, he started in Wichita against his brother Louie, who has since been promoted to AAA in the Twin system. So he got moved to the bullpen, and then he had to make some arm slot adjustments. And since he's done that, boy, he has been absolutely lights out. He was great last night. He struck out 2 in his 1 scoreless inning, and he has gone scoreless in 6 out of his last 8 outings. And his ERA this month is just 2.08, and his fastball is touching 98 miles an hour. So Gus Varlin, I'm just telling you, he is a player in this system. Remember, he was a top 30 prospect in the Oakland A's organization before he came over to the Dodgers, before he had his Tommy John surgery. I think he is now just finally recovered and in full health back from that TJ surgery. And like I said, he's hitting 98. His arm slot is good. He's in the pen where he can actually max out everything that he has. And so Gus Varlin, I would look out for him in the future because I think he's a player in this organization. You are looking at big Kendall Williams, who has another split finger. We've talked about 2 guys today with split fingers, and Aaron Oceanbine, now Kendall Williams. Williams took the loss last night on the mound for the Loons, but it was not because of his doing. He had a great outing going 6 innings. He had 7 strikeouts, and he gave up just 1 run. So Kendall Williams was very good, although he got the loss last night. Good performance for him. The Dodgers' #1 prospect, Diego Cartaya, had 1 of the 4 hits. Again, the Loons, that's all they got was 4 hits. He's hitting .268 with an OPS of .911 on the year. Congratulations to Diego, by the way, for being named the 2022 Branch Rickey Minor League Player of the Year. So there you have it. The #1 prospect in the entire organization was the 2022 Branch Rickey Player of the Year. Yorbit Vivas had 1 of the hits for Great Lakes in a night where, like I said, the Loons only had 4 hits on the evening and lost 8-1 at Dow Diamond in front of 2,434 fans in Midland, Michigan. And you're looking at his hit. He's hitting .305 on the year with an OPS of .882. That's not for the year. He's hitting .305 this month with an OPS of .882 in August as well. Eddie's Leonard had a triple in the game as well, and Luis Diaz had the only RBI of the game, which was his 74th of the year. Rancho scored 2 in the 4th inning and 1 in the 5th, but that was all the offense the Quakes could muster as they dropped a tight 4-3 decision to Inland Empire, the single-A affiliates of the Los Angeles Angels. You're looking at Peter Hubeck, who had a good start, and struck out 6 in 3 innings of work. He is a 2021 draft pick. I've had a chance to talk to him out of Gilman High School in the Baltimore, Maryland area, and had a chance to talk to him. He is a wonderful young man, a whole lot of talent, still filling into that frame of his. He told me he wants to get up to 190 pounds. I'm not sure where he's at right now, but I think he can probably go a little bit higher than that. I think you can see here that he still has some room to fill out in his frame, and I think when he does, he's going to be, look at that curveball. I think he's going to be in the 95 to 96 range with the fastball. He has that huge curveball. It's a curveball that I, the way I equate it is, I say that it is a right-handed version of the Clayton Kershaw curveball. I think it is that good. It has that much downward tilt to it. So Peter Hubeck had a good start last night. He struck out 6 in 3 innings. Griffin Lockwood Powell had a good night again last night. He had 2 more hits, and he has, as a matter of fact, 4 2-hit games in a row. He has 8 for his last 16 with a home run and 4 RBIs during that stretch for the young man out of Central Michigan. If you are not a fan of infielder out of Louisiana Tech, Taylor Young, then you and I are on a different page there. I love this young man. He has a whole lot of grit. He has a lot of talent. I enjoy watching him play. And you are seeing his first home run as a Quake, and it was hit 414. Very happy feet. Young now has a 6-game hit streak and is 5 for his last 13 with a home run, a double, 8 runs scored, and 12 total bases. Like I said, he is a gritty dude with a lot of talent. Yainer Fernandez had 2 hits last night for the Quakes and an RBI, including his 10th home run of the year. He had his 10th home run of the year as well. And Fernandez is hitting .343 this month with an OPS of 1040, and he has a 3-game hit streak. The young catcher, utility player out of Venezuela, Yainer Fernandez. I'm glad that you tuned in to another edition of Dodgers Daily for Wednesday, August 31st, and I hope that you tune in tomorrow. I also hope that you visit DodgerPokeReport.com or visit Dodger Poke on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok. I also hope that you become a subscriber to our Dodgers Daily podcast, and if you like this video, give it a like, give it a comment, go ahead and subscribe, tell all of your friends all about it. That way I can keep providing you content like this in the future. As always, thanks for tuning in, and go Dodgers.